So yeah, just to start off with, obviously we're halfway through the last 16 ties at the moment. Who do you think, from what you've seen so far, looks the most likely to win the Champions League this season?
I think that is the question, because I think the amazing thing about the competition this year is that there isn't a standout performer. There isn't that one kind of, Barca are going to win it, Real are going to win it. You know they're going to turn up at some point, those two teams, and ramp it up far more than they are now. But facts are, it's wide open for everybody. I think if I had to kind of pick a couple of teams, I mean, City would be right up there with a chance of winning it. And probably Barca would be my other choice.
So City be your pick of the English sides to progress the furthest,
I
you
think
this
so,
season?
just because the depth of their squad, you know, when it gets, you know, into the depths of what you need in the competition, bookings and so on and so forth, they've got more, I think, than what's around them. Liverpool are struggling at the minute for some reason, with what made them so powerful and so feared last year. It's just not quite there. That's not to say they can't just turn it on, because you know European nights obviously at Anfield we all know about, and they can put it together. I'm not sure how long Firmino's going to be out for, but it's another kind of kick in the teeth for them. So they are just outsiders at the minute, probably in a similar place to where I've put Spurs.
Sure. And talking about City just then, do you obviously first piece of silverware in the bag this season? Do you think they can win the quadruple? Do you think that's a possibility?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, about 2 weeks ago I said no chance.
Yeah.
The more it goes on and the more you kind of start picturing it and looking at it, you're kind of going, well, it's right there for them. FA Cup is, you know, probably the toughest team they'll come up against is United, you know, left in the competition. And on top of that, obviously, the league situation is just a point off it from being, 7 or 8 points behind. It's just getting better and better for them.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
I just think, again, that the depth of their squad just allows them to just keep ploughing away, to keep being strong. So I just don't see why not, yeah.
Sure. And of course, your former side, Tottenham, probably the standout performers of the English clubs in that last 16.
Yeah.
What did you make of that first leg against Borussia Dortmund?
In the first half, when they were struggling to figure out why Dortmund had so much possession and why Sancho was causing a lot of problems, is they was figuring things out. But in figuring things out, they maintained their structure, they stayed together as a team, they had some big moments defensively, but they looked solid. Once they worked those things out at half time, there was a different beast, Spurs. They kind of took it to Dortmund, and I think at that point Dortmund's showing their youth a little bit. They're showing that inexperience in the competition and kind of just melted away a bit. And
with Tottenham, you're talking about Champions League, of course, anything can happen in the competition. Do you think they can go all the way? Do you think they can win the Champions League this season?
Yeah.
You do, you would fancy them, yeah?
Well, look, they're one-off games.
Yeah,
and,
of course.
You know, it's how you adapt to kind of those knockout stages, games over 2 legs, and you know, Spurs, I think, you know, defensively, when they turn it on, can be really strong. You know, they've got a really good defence, and I think that when they come up against, you know, top opposition, they can still you know, limit the scoreline. And actually, Wembley, in terms of European games, of course, is turning into an animal of its own.
Yeah.
The games there are unbelievable, and you know there has been some little talk of, you know, well, imagine if we had a quarter final in the new stadium.
Sure, yeah.
Which again would be electric and everybody would want. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But Wembley is performing just as well in Europe. In the league, I think it's hurting them massively. But in Europe, I mean, not many teams have come to town and actually, you know, done a job, I would say, especially over the last couple of seasons anyway. Barca were brilliant, obviously, this year, but Real kind of felt the pressure of, you know, the full 80,000 people in that stadium, and the performance it gave the Spurs players.
Oh, of course. And just finally on the Champions League part of things, do you have any other predictions for the last 16? Any sort of teams you think to keep an eye on?
I think Liverpool will go through.
You do think they'll go through?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think they'll.
That ties on a knife edge, really, isn't it?
It is, but I mean, I don't see how Liverpool don't score. You know, I think, you know, for Bayern to go through in that tie, I think they have to play the exact same game, which was a lot more defensive. Can they do that at home? Will it be acceptable for them to do that at home? You know, it's going to be a tough call. But I think Liverpool will go through in that fixture. I actually think that Juve will go through as well.
You like to think you think Juve, yeah?
I don't know. I just got this feeling Ronaldo's going to
2-0 lead.
I know, but it's a set-up for the great man to go and do what he does best and deliver on the biggest stage in the biggest moment.
And he always performs in a knockout stage, especially
against Atletico Madrid as well. And the way he left that stadium holding up the trophies, you know that everything he's doing right now is working up to that moment. So that would be my, I suppose, my my tip for the the big turnaround in the competition.
Cool.